Hello dear friends, welcome to this program, Our Moments with God, our moments with the Word of God, our moments with the love, mercy and compassion of God, our moments also with the holy ones of God. I mention this every day because these holy ones who have lived before us their lives are very attractive and can help us a lot in orienting our own life towards Jesus, towards God, towards creation. As you can see, the beautiful creation here behind me, the beautiful flowers, all created by God, the human beings, the good ones and not so good ones, or those who are aware of what is happening to them and those who are just walking like they are walking in sleep, etc. But before I proceed further, I invite you also to please share the videos with others. Ask your friends and families to press the like button, to subscribe and share the videos with others. Thank you very much. Yes, today on the 28th of August, the church celebrates the feast of a very important saint. Well, all saints are important. Some were better known than others. But you know, many saints we have here are those who were martyrs, for example. They led their strong faith, etc. And there were those who embraced poverty like Francis of Assisi or Joseph von Calasanza or Vincent de Paul and Mother Teresa and so on. But you know, there are also those who really were very human like us, weak and in search of flesh and in search of desires and in fulfilling their desires, etc. And today the church remembers such a saint, Saint Augustine of Hippo. Saint Augustine of Hippo, as you know, was born to Saint Monica, whose feast we celebrated yesterday, who continuously prayed for 27 years with tears in her eyes for the conversion of her son Augustine, as well as of her husband, who was a non-believer. His name was Patricius, and in the end she was rewarded with her faith, unfathomable and unbreakable faith in her prayer, and Augustine got conversion. Now, Augustine is a very interesting life. As you know, he also founded an order, and our Pope Leo the 14th belongs to the order of Saint Augustine. And also Martin Luther, who that time broke away with the church in order to bring reforms in the church, also was an Augustinian monk. So there are very famous Augustinian monks, and here in Austria I meet a lot of Augustinians and they have wonderful monasteries here. But the life of Saint Augustine is a roller coaster life and a very interesting example of how a completely human person with human weakness and someone who spent his early life in luxury, in debauchery, in drunkenness, in womanizing, in having a relationship, having an illegitimate child by this courtesan that he had. But there was one very special thing about him. He was an intellectual. While he had these desires, worldly desires, and he indulged in those desires, somewhere in his heart he was seeking meaning in life and he was searching for God. He was a great philosopher, as well as he studied rhetoric, so he could speak very well, and he was a professor. But he was not satisfied. He then went into this heresy that is called Manichaeism, which divided the world into light and dark. But then, being 9 years member of it, he was not satisfied, and somehow he was also reading about Christianity, and he was thinking about Christianity and to embrace it. And then one day, of course, from Hippo in Africa, which is currently Algeria, he went to Rome, studied there, and then further went up to Milan. And once in Milan, he was walking in the garden, and he heard, according to the legend, that he heard a child sing simply these two words, take and read, take and read. So he didn't understand, but finally he ran to his friend, Alpius was his friend, and there he found a New Testament because he heard take and read. So he took the New Testament and he blindly opened, and he opened the letter of St. Paul to the Romans chapter 13, where it is written that it is not in drunkenness and luxury and enjoyment, not fulfilling your flesh with sexual desires, but put on Christ, put on Christ. And that really is said brought him total conversion. And then he wrote his famous confessions of how his life was, early life, and how he enjoyed in debauchery and in sexual desires and everything, and then how he found God. And when he found God, then he wrote these confessions, and he wrote these beautiful words, Lord, I searched for you outside when you were really inside. I searched you where you were not, and I didn't search you where you were. And finally he found him in his heart. And then he wrote another beautiful sentence, O Lord, you have made us for yourself, and our hearts are restless until they rest in thee. Such a profound truth and such a profound realization for a man who was so completely in physical, fulfilling his physical desires. Yes, this garden is also beautiful, full of flowers. If you can see around here, they are all full of flowers. And yes, this is a beautiful place, no wonder. And sometimes such beauty can also lead us into searching for other worldly beauties, and we get entangled with that. Actually, such beauty is only a stepping stone for us to find who the creator behind this beauty is. That is the purpose of this beauty. Not in itself, not to admire it in itself. Yes, in admiring itself, then it should lead us to who made this beautiful garden, these beautiful colorful flowers, so many. Who made it? It is God. That God abides in us. That is what St. Augustine is trying to tell us. You have made us for yourself. And then, as he said in his confessions, you were inside me, but I was searching you outside. And then he made another beautiful statement. Too late have I known thee, O Lord. Beauty so ancient, yet so new. Yes, this is a beauty, but the beauty of God is so ancient. He is forever beautiful. He has remained beautiful, and He will remain beautiful if we can search. And I am telling you, my dear friends, if you can really find that beauty of God, His love, His compassion, His forgiveness, His concern for you, His presence in you and in His presence in me, what a wonderful life it would be for all of us. And therefore I invite you, as St. Augustine is inviting you, once again these famous words, O Lord, you have made us for yourself, and our hearts are restless until they rest in thee. Let our hearts rest in Him. And if you like, you may please subscribe to this channel. Thank you.